Now, before we get into this entertaining video, we would just like to remind you to like and subscribe.
Yes, please do like and subscribe.
Sunflowers!
Well, hello there, everyone, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to do a reading on Tyla. Apparently, at the VMAs, I'm not sure if you guys have seen, I will put a clip right here. I'm not sure if I'll include the audio or not. However, this is what happened at the VMAs. There was some controversy. Tyla is getting backlash for the way she, should we say, behaved or presented herself at the VMAs. So I'm here to do a reading on Tyla because just as quickly she has came into stardom, seems almost as quickly as she'll go. But hey, she won song, best song of Afrobeats, or won like Afro in the category of Afrobeats for her song Water, which honestly was the song that put her on the map, blew her up, was on TikTok. Man, even other countries are copying it when it comes to their dance choreography. However, I want to do a reading to see this card represent Tyla. I'm going to okay. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to read on tarot cards today or actually use this. But I think I'm just going to stick with this rule for this video. So this is going to represent Tyla. The question I want to know about Tyla is she an industry plant? That's what I would like to know. I mean, it almost seems obvious, like Ice Spice, but it just seems like that quickly. I mean, yes, I know she won Trends Popular. I understood why she was one category for Afrobeats, but there were some other Afrobeats out there that was good, but they didn't live as long as Tyla's trend, and that was for sure. So with that, let's just see what the cards have to say about Tyla, her energy. I guess if this is a PR stunt, and it's a Holly Bailey. She handed that wall, and then Little Nas held the award for Tyla. So that's all what went down on the VMAs about a week ago. And both her and Holly has came out to say that there is no beef between them and everything is basically good and no animosity. Good cleanup. I guess, it's work, it's business, it happens, it's life. You guys learn to move on from it and not to dwell on it. So with that being said, let's just figure out what the cards is around Tyla, and I will say her career and image and how the audience or the general public is receiving her at this moment and how is that going to affect her future career. Oh my. Oh me, oh my, oh my. Okay. Okay, interesting. Block card. Oh, well, I didn't mean to look at this card, so I guess we'll save the outcome card for later to pick. I probably also just flashed that to you guys as well. So with that being said, I guess we'll pick this on the card. This, I guess, will represent her current overall energy on top of her block. But right now, Tyla definitely has people surrounding her at this very moment. We could have what they call a PR crisis team, maybe her management, her whatever it is. Somebody is definitely working on Tyla. Because right here, what she has accomplished beneath her. I know this symbolizes a wealthy man, and the best way I can put it is what she has accomplished, because she talks very much in the media about how she is not trying to commit or hold down a man at this moment. So this wealthy man can only symbolize what she has accomplished, the connections that she's gained while she's been in this industry. Because honestly, it's a predominantly male industry. Let's be honest when you really get down to it about who's really the workers and the people that really get stuff done in this industry are predominantly males. I mean, just look at our government. But with all that, that's what she's accomplished. She's accomplished somebody that is able to give her status. She was able to accomplish the wealthy man. She was able to accomplish that. I guess that it could even be how she is. She's that girl, like maybe that alpha female that's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go out and get what I want." You know, I guess the best way I could say this in masculine energy in terms of astrology is this wealthy man would symbolize the Mars, which basically symbolizes the passion, the drive, the you're not going to let anything get in your way, the assertiveness, the aggressiveness, everything you need to do to get things done, to be a leader, anything you want to say that puts you in a position of authority or puts you in the position of having power, whether that be in any part of your life, whether that's doing work or whether that's hanging out with your friends or whether that's in a relationship. There's all sorts of ways you can assert your own powerful energy, and she's managed to use that to accomplish her a wealthy status, an accomplishment status, let's say that, where she has reached a pinnacle with money. However, right above her head is the mature woman, which symbolizes that even though she has accomplished that, and maybe she's even, if you think about it, raised the ranks, she still has somebody over her that still has the more power over her, the more influence of her. And I think if you haven't seen that Breakfast Club interview when she didn't want to ask a question about, I think, a own comment that she had made about how she feels about her, I guess, her color or race when it comes to being in the United States. Don't quote me on that. However, there was a female in the background that had said that Tyla was not going to answer this question. So that basically symbolizes that there is a mature woman or somebody of status, somebody older than Tyla. Not sure how much older, but just older, not within the 20s. Somebody that has some seniority, maybe this could be even a person that Tyla looks up to, somebody that guides her, right? Somebody that's not going to lead her and stray her down the wrong path. This person has got me to where I am to this point, so I'm going to continue to trust them in the process. They always got my back and they are always watching over me. It's kind of almost like the overseer. Not in the sense of that, well, I mean, that person was pretty directly in it, but overseer in the sense that making sure that how Tyla's image, her persona, how she comes off in the media is curated and not misconstrued or not taken the wrong way or taken out of context. Basically, anything that's going to be negative for Tyla to promote herself, her manager is trying to keep eyes on that. So in that sense, you could almost say it could be micromanaging in that sense. Maybe she could really, Tyla could be her own person too, but sometimes when you think about industry plants, sometimes when you think of industry plants, they don't have a voice of their own. There's usually some other person above them that is running the game, but they make you think that they're running the game. Like Tyla said, she doesn't touch the steering wheel. Yes, that spoke volumes. However, in the past, what I can see with Tyla is, I'm going to say this courtship is her coming together. This is going to be an extremely weird analogy, but a courtship is just, how can I say, because we don't use courtships this day. Maybe the best modern term I could put a courtship to is in the talking phase. I'm not saying she's in a relationship, but like the talking phase, as in the sense you're trying to get to know somebody. You want to spend time with them. Well, that's how Tyla feels about her audience. Now, maybe she doesn't really want to know to get, maybe she really doesn't want to get to know her audience, but it's that parasocial relationship where she puts herself out there and us as the audience feels like we are connected. We are being, she's the, are we the ones courting her? Because in the courtship, the person is supposed to be courting you, supposed to be influencing you into wanting to be in a relationship. So I guess Tyla's the one that's courting us into wanting to buy her music. That's what I mean by courtship. That was a really interesting analogy there, but that's the relationship she has. She, as the person of authority, of course it's fake authority because there's still somebody above her, but her as the authority of who she is courting us as her audience or whoever chooses to listen to her. And by getting into maybe these cliques, being on Kai Cenat, doing all this is courting, getting to know the audience, connecting with the audience, not just being somebody who dances on TV, somebody that you literally cannot touch, somebody you only see on Instagram. They're trying to make this person relatable. Let's integrate her into the mainstream audience. Go hang out with those strangers. Make friends with these celebrities. What else does she go? Go do these interviews and talk about yourself. So that way people really know who you are. So that way you're just like, who's this random girl? Just give them something that they can relate to and be like, oh yeah, that's basically the whole process that she was trying to go for in the past. And also, let's be real. 2024 was Tyla's year, so let's just say this is representing at the very beginning. Well, I know she's been around longer for that, but Tyla, as we know, basically came around 2024. So that was the beginning of the courtship, which is in this past section, which shows you how she's been working and curating her image to this very point, and how now there is somebody that has taken over the wheel to make sure that this image that they have so worked hard for in the past does not get ruined by just this one little thing because somebody wants to make a negative comment or see it weird. Who knows? Who honestly knows how her PR team or whoever is going to try to make this look yeah, I just don't know how they're just going to try to make this look anything different than how it looked. Especially, fine. Okay, we could pass that. But, so we have the thoughts here. So in her past, before she became Tyla, because let's be honest, because right underneath the courtship is thoughts. And what's in her thoughts at that moment in time was courtship. So what can I say about this? Before Tyla became the Tyla that we knew, that's how I'm going to put it, because I only knew her as Water Girl. So, and hey, listen, it was a banger. I was listening to it on repeat. No, hey, I that's probably actually the only song I listened. Okay, maybe I listened to Johannesburg. Okay. Yeah, that's why I was able to quote that one lyric. Okay, anyway, I might stand Tyla just a little bit, but not enough to look past what she does or to even look past what she could possibly be. A plan. I'm sorry. A plan. But this courtship basically symbolizes how Tyla was all in her thoughts and really trying to make Tyla who we see today, Tyla who we saw today. So she was thinking, how can I get the audience attention? What does the audience like? Maybe she had some producers and they were just like, hey, this would be hot. they'll like this. This is what's going on in the American culture. This is how you can get yourself into the American music industry. Let's get out of what, South Africa? Let's get out of Africa. Sorry, I'm just going to say, let's just get out of Johannesburg and let's try to get more international. Everybody wants to come into the American music industry, and I definitely understand we are a melting pot over here, so therefore there should be all types of representations and all types of music we should hear on the radio and on TV and in front of us. So with that, she wanted to use As America as her big break to get known and to get to the status that she's trying to accomplish and has accomplished in this present moment. However, she needed some wise counseling, somebody to guide her. She did have that somebody, and that somebody could be this mature woman that has been there in the past, been there this present. Who knows? Maybe they are somebody that is actually from Johannesburg with her. I'm not sure. Or maybe this could actually be some we're just going to say American industry employee. That's really weird to say. It's really weird to call these celebrities employees, but when you really think about it, they are employees and their job is to perform for us, and they work for Hollywood because that's who pays them. So, that she was able to, somebody in her past, what she was able to accomplish in her past, which was to have somebody to guide her down the right way, give her that wise advice, give her what they would so call the right advice or the right chemistry or the right formula or the right mixture to make it to be that viral sensation, to be that catch grabber, something to grab the audience attention, something that's going to have longevity, something that everybody's going to want to do. It's fun. It's catchy. It's something that they're never, not never, but it's something that's going to be hard to get out their head. Like they say, it's like an ear scratcher. It's like once you hear it, it's just you keep and over again. You start singing it, and you just don't even realize it. That's honestly, when you think about it, the radio is kind of a form of brainwashing. But hey, it's literally called mainstream for a reason. You're going to hear what everybody else is listening to, and that's honestly how they keep us in a hive mind. It's when you deviate from what's mainstream. Of course, keep on your eye on what's on mainstream, so that way you can always stay current in what's going on, which Tyla had someone very much in her past and in this current moment that was in tune, is hip, understands the mainstream media, and it was able to bring Tyla from what they called the underground or the non-mainstream or the niche to a bigger audience. And because of that, she has acclaimed status and fame. And this person, whoever this mature woman is, she's in her thoughts. So maybe Tyla could be also thinking about who this mature woman could possibly do to try to help her, because this woman has been so involved in creating Tyla's image and putting Tyla onto the trajectory that Tyla is on now. So she's thinking about how can she help me get back and court the public again. This was like a stain. She's like, how can I get rid of the stain? How can I get the audience back? She's looking to that mentor, that mature woman, that mature woman, somebody that's above her, that has authority, has some wisdom, some age, experience that could direct her and keep her from, maybe, because you know how sometimes when you're on your own, well, not on your own, but you have a manager, but you promote yourself really, and you don't have like a team to like back you up, where they have to like screen everything you say, make sure everything that you post is appropriate. Basically, some artists don't have that. Tyla has that, and because of that, she is very careful and walks the chalk line on what she says and does. Probably because she really wants this opportunity, because what I see here, which I said was her Her block card is that she treasures or she really holds dearly her career, her image, maybe even the money, let's be real, about everything it comes with her status that she is, that maybe we could say she might be a little bit stressed out or concerned or worry if this is going to be something that she can't be able to get rid of. Surprisingly, just like Ice Spice got labeled a mean girl, you do not want to get labeled a snob, snooty. Apparently, bougie's okay, but even you don't want to be. There's a point where bougie becomes bougie, and you don't want that label. And Tyla got all of that, so that's another stigma you don't want, because then that's going to make people not want to work with you, or you're going to be considered undesirable or somebody that thinks that they're above the rest. Like she really thinks she's not regular, like she didn't come up regular and she's literally a plant. But okay, she treasures her spot in the industry and she doesn't want to let that go. And what do I see in the future for her? Well, before I read her future card, this I picked out that was supposed to be her outcome card, but I had saw it. So what I'm going to say is, instead of being an outcome, it's going to be her a completely entire overall energy. So that way I can see how her future is going to play out, this overall energy that's surrounding her. And it's the whip and the broom. Just like Ice Spice, at least it looks like so far, it seems like Tyla is going to be able to brush this off too. It's going to be painful. It's going to be not fun to go through in this process. But sometimes you got to learn in the industry. Hey, that's okay. You was regular at one point. You got to learn how to not be unregular. And you got to remember who you are, and where you came from. Maybe be a little bit humble. But that is how Tyla is feeling at this very moment, is that she has so much fame, and maybe that could be just who she is. Or maybe it was just a misunderstanding. Well, the way she treated Holly could have been a misunderstanding. I'll let that one pass. But the holding my trophy bit, I personally cannot let that pass. I mean, yes, I will, in theory, let that pass. But let that pass in the sense of, literally, that was just the peak of, like, privilege. I don't gotta do anything. Everybody does things for me. It did not look really good for her image. But it's going to get brushed over. It wasn't that bad. It was just one incident. People are always lenient on the first try. Like they say, you got to get 3 strikes before you out. I don't think she even made strike 1. I think this was her first strike. Just like I think with Ice Spice was her first strike too. So we're willing to let this go by. But we're going to make sure that you feel it a little bit. So that way you remember. Just got to remember. Walk that chalk line. Remember what role you play. But let's figure out, oh yes, before I find out her like real outcome card, in her future, what's in her thoughts is a contract. Maybe she, I should put she in quotation marks on that one. But maybe Tyla, this mature woman, is going to be writing a apology letter. Maybe, I mean, they already had done that, but maybe there could be something like maybe an official statement more. I'm not sure. Maybe she might do like what they call an apology tour, or maybe she might try to clean up her image by doing something. Whatever it is, it's going to be a contract. It's going to be in some form of writing or communication. So therefore, that's why I think that she could be some statement, or it could even deal with a contract, but I'm not sure what in her contract could be rearranged because of this, because I don't think she's going to lose her contract over this. So I can't say this has to deal with dealings, but maybe it could be, because this is all in the thoughts, maybe Tyla could be concerned if this is going to impact her making deals in the future. But whatever it is, this mature woman definitely has it down. is thinking for her. I mean, Tyla is thinking that this woman, this mature woman, is going to be helping her court the audience back again. Help me say something. Help me clean up my image. Help me do something. I can't sit on this. I have to be proactive because my future is on the line here. And this mature woman's like, I got you. Don't worry. I'll cook up a statement for you. Let's just do this little statement that you said now, and we'll come with something more professionally done along the way. Maybe even an apology video where she's like literally reading a script off. Who knows? But whatever it is, in the future, I see Tyla is definitely committed. Wholly committed. That's her problem. She's a little too attached to her status. But listen, like I said, we have to really consider how, why, and where did Tyla come from so quickly? And especially all of what she's done in the short amount of time. It's almost giving Ice Spice. And they both came around the same time. And it's like, what is Tyla in the industry to do and promote? I think I might know, but y'all can figure it out yourselves. Maybe I don't know her well enough to figure out what she's selling. But she's committed to whatever her image is and committed to making music, committed to being an artist, committing to be a public figure, committed to be an influencer, committed to be in the public's eye, and committed to making that money. So she's going to I put them in the wrong spot. And trying to make that money. So because of that, she is definitely maybe we could say holding on, because at the very bottom, which is something weirdly enough she overcame, was a concern. And the concern was, okay, the concern really I'm not sure if you can see it, but the concern card is looking at the wealthy man, which I said was her status and everything that she's accomplished, and her socioeconomic status that she has gained for herself in America. The concern card is looking at that. However, the person in the card has their eyes closed to it. Like, I'm concerned about this, but I don't want to acknowledge it. Me losing my money, I don't even want to think about it. Let me just be concerned about it. I don't even want to see it. I don't see it. I'm just going to think about it and concern about it. Have I lost my money yet? No. Okay, good. Is my money still there? Okay. That's literally the game she's playing. Like, she doesn't want, that's how concerned she is, because she's so committed and she wants to have the status and have maybe a little bit more longevity in her career, because she's just like, I didn't do all this, and I didn't come this far just to be a one-hit wonder. And I did not come this far just for me accepting an award to be my downfall. Hey girl, listen, I get it. And if you've definitely made it to being famous, I'm not going to knock you off your rock and tell you that you should not want to be famous or anything like that, because that's pretty much everybody's end goal, really. I mean, give or few take some people, but everybody pretty much wants to be seen, acknowledged, and wants to have a remembrance for when they leave behind this earth. So being famous is just one way to do that. So with that being said, let's see what her outcome card is. So since I shuffled the cards, let's pick the bottom card. It's the Clouds card. If I put it down looking at her future, yep, definitely. This is going to pass too, just like Ice Spice. Sorry to keep referencing Ice Spice, but if you haven't seen my video about Ice Spice and you're curious about how these two young ladies' images are currently being questioned and judged at this very moment, please check out my video on Ice Spice. But back to Tyla. What is cloudy? Because seeing coming this is where we were, so then we're going to be moving this way. At first we reached the dark clouds. That's what we were coming from. And what's before us and near the future is something sunny. We just got to get through this dark time. We just got to get through this judgment. Like the whip and the broom very much goes hand in hand. It's not a fun period to go through. It's not fun having people judge you, maybe even be called names, be scrutinized, people wanting to cancel you basically, and then all at the same time. It's a misunderstanding. It was and I think this was her first award show too. So for all that, I mean, Tyla was acting a little weird. Did you see her in some of those performances where she was like trying to dance, and then it's like as soon as the camera came on, she was like, what, girl? You so weird. But anyway, that's Tyla. I guess she's just really here for the music and to make the money. She makes that obviously and painfully clear. She's really not here to really court us. She's trying to court us to sell. She's not trying to court us to connect. That's her disconnect. And hopefully that disconnect doesn't completely disconnect her. But that might not be what disconnects her right now at this very moment. But we'll see what it is in the future. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on I hope you enjoyed this reading on Tyla. And with that being said, all I see for Tyla is that, yes, she presents this pretty image in the sense that she's got everything together. She's wealthy. She flies first class. She has a chauffeur. She touches no wheel. I don't need a driver's license. I'm chauffeured. She gives off sex appeal. That's literally what blew her up too. Let's be honest. She also has what in her image? Now she has this attachment of being snooty or snobbish or bougie or better than us, or like the new phrase is, they not like us. She's not like us. But that's where she is. It's like we are here. She's up here, and the space in between is her filtering and trickling down her creativity. She's like, you're not going to get up here, and I'm not going to lower my standards to reach you guys. You guys, it's basically, I want your money. That's the energy Tyla gives off. And it's so disconnected that she has somebody, this mature woman that she looks up to, really to, I guess, I don't want to say control her, but control her image and present her in a certain way. Because she's like, this is too much thinking for me to do. You fix this for me. I got myself in this mess. You fix it. That's the energy Tyla gives off. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the audience gives that image off too. And her image kind of gives that off too in this cards, because all I see is people cards. She's so focused on other people that she takes the pressure image and everything that she does off the table. And that's so much why I say she's like a plant, because she so does nothing but look pretty, basically. And she's okay with that. That's why she still wants to be here. That's why she's going to try to, like they say, take a detour or try to pivot this and try to, who knows how they're going to try to fix this or how long this is going to last. But it's been a week and people are still talking about it. So, like, we'll see. The same thing happened with Ice Spice. But, it seems like eventually it will die down. There will be something else bigger, grander that's going to push them right underneath the rug, and everybody will forget about this situation. And then soon she'll be back to where she is now, just living her status and living her dream and living the vida loca and being who she wants to be. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading on Tyla and her career and where it's going to be going after this incident or backlash at the MTV Video Music Awards when she accepted her award for Afrobeats with her song Water. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and please leave a comment down below. Let's get a conversation started talking about Tyla and how she presents herself in the media, and how somebody in the background is pulling the puppet strings a little bit behind the media, behind the screen. So you tell me if you guys agree with that too. I seem to not be wrong, because the general public seems to feel the same way too. And just like I told Ice Spice, Tyla, you do not want a certain image attached to you, because it's going to be hard to shake that one off. Because nobody likes a bougie, nobody likes a snob, nobody likes somebody that thinks that they're better than them. People just don't like that. And we're getting to a point where the artist is over the music instead of the music is over the artist. Because where are we putting our money and time and energy into? These artists. So the audience, are starting to get hip and starting to really question and think about where we're putting in, who we're giving our money to. So we kind of care who we giving our money to. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. And I will see you guys in the next video. Sunflowers.